Alright, yeah, welcome to the third episode of the Drain Control deck in Magic Duels. This is Super Ladman. Let's get straight into the game, shall we? And we're back. Okay, this hand looks pretty good. We're on the play. I think we're going to lead with our Evolving Wilds and then just pass the turn over. No point giving him any information on what colour we're running. Our opponent is Vispaperlist. I'm probably butchering that name. So if you know what it's supposed to be, then sorry. Didn't crack our Evolving Wilds there because we didn't need to, frankly. We are going to crack it on the end of his turn though this time, because then we can play the Drana's Emissary and hopefully it sticks around long enough to start draining him. Green-white. So he's playing an elf. It could be Abzan elves. It could be... what else could it be? Green-white. Yeah, it is Abzan. Okay. It's likely elves. Ooh. Let's not lose our chance. We're going to get another swamp here so that if we get a Grasp of Darkness, we can cast it. And with the colours that we've got now and the amount of lands, we can cast everything in our deck, which is great. So we're going to put the Drana's Emissary down. It's going to block the Sylvan Ranger, just nice. And it's going to drain him on our upkeep every time. So it's like a 3/3 flyer, as long as it sticks around. What is that opponent going to do? Pilgrim's Eye. So is he ramping into Summit, or is this just to avoid getting mana screwed? Because that would be... ooh, colourless mana. Alright. So he's going to be ramping. Why he'd run 3 colours in a ramp deck is another question. One that I don't know the answer to. So we're going to swing in. No reason not to. He attacks us for 2. We're attacking him for 3, technically, with the drain. And I really, frankly, don't care about what creatures he's got, because we do have board wipe. And Declaration in Stone, and Isolation Zone if we should need to use it. Is this going to be... yeah, Thought Not Seer. Probably going to take our Obnixilis, I'd imagine. Although he's going to find out that everything gets rid of his Thought Not Seer, because it's when it leaves the battlefield, so I can exile it for us to draw the card. There it is for those who don't know. And he did take our Obnixilis, which isn't a problem. Is it when you cast Thought Not Seer? No, it's when it enters the battlefield, so I don't want to Isolation Zone it, just in case he gets it back somehow. So, let's play our land. Do we Oblivion Strike it, or Declaration in Stone it? I guess with Declaration... on the off chance that when we draw a card, we get a 3 mana cost card to play. It is going to give him card draw, but I don't think that's too much of an issue. We draw a land. Not great. Not great. But we are winning the damage race. Not actually playing our deck out the way it usually plays, funnily enough. He's got 5 mana this turn if he plays a land. Retreat Kazandu. We are going to Isolation Zone that. We don't want him gaining more life than he should. The life gain makes it difficult to win, but it doesn't make it impossible to win. Because we do end up just drawing removal spells the entire game. So once he's out of cards and we've got more than him, we can tend to go for as long as we want. So he's tapped out, he ain't stopping us doing anything. So yeah, I think we... ooh. Do we hold off a turn and get the retreat down? And start draining? No, because he's just going to gain 2 life off the 1 life that we're doing there. So let's Isolation Zone it. Continue swinging in. any reason to hold off on playing the land other than the retreat trigger? I think it's a bit of a waste not hitting a land drop, to be honest, so... Sometimes I find that holding off on cracking Evolving Wilds or playing lands is a good thing if you can guarantee you're going to get more value out of it, because once you've got like 3 retreats down, you're gaining tokens and draining life, and you get a lot of value out of every land, so sometimes it's a good idea to keep hold of them for that reason. But I think at this stage I just want to make sure that I can awaken Planar Outburst in the late game. So if he's playing Wastes, then we have a lot of horrible Eldrazi that we've got to worry about. Ooh, From Beyond. From Beyond's going to tutor up those horrible Eldrazi that we're worried about. Whether or not he does it next turn or not is another question. Isolation Zone. Yeah, I think the Isolation Zone is From Beyond again. We don't have a land in hand, so there's no benefit to playing Retreat this turn. And he's also tapped out, so he can't sack it in response. So yeah, again, it looks like he's planning to trade here. I'm happy to do that. Yep. I think he's realised he's not winning that race. Although I'm not sure what's in his hand, but I still probably wouldn't do that. So we've got him down to 12 and we're still up at 19. The drain off the Emissary is pretty much counteracting the damage done by the Sylvan Ranger. Are we going to see a Reality Smasher here? No, we're going to see nothing. It's playing post-combat. Interesting. No flash. Oh, Angelic Purge. Is he going to get back From Beyond? No, just going to get rid of the Emissary. That's fine. So now let's let the drain begin. Retreat to Hagra. He could have removed it with the Angelic Purge, but he was far more concerned with the 3 damage we were doing, I guess. So now all our land drops are so much better. We have permanent exile for any Ulamogs or horrible things that may pop up. Tragic Arrogance, that's horrible. Ooh. It's just going to leave us with that, and then a retreat. Yeah, that's not great. That's as good as a board wipe. Another Oblivion Strike. We can't even awaken this, so we might as well just pass the turn over. Yeah, that was a good draw from our opponent, if he did just draw into it. Because now he's going to start getting Scion tokens, building up his mana base. I'm kind of hoping that he's relying solely on his endgame creatures, because we have plenty of ways to remove them. So if it is Kozilek, Ulamog, that kind of thing, we have all the tools necessary to deal with that. Another From Beyond, okay. He can also tempo us out though with these Eldrazi Scions, so we're in a lot of trouble. Gideon. Does Gideon help? I mean, we're going to play it. We've got no reason not to. But the thing is, he's gaining 2 1/1s every turn. And we gain 1 2/2. So I'm not sure if it's going to live long enough. We shall see. It's going to be Ulamog target is a target as well. So what's he at now? 3, 6, 9, 10. 11 if he plays a land. So if he sacks a From Beyond to go get his Ulamog, he can't cast it this turn. He's going to Sylvan Ranger to go get that land. He has a red mana. Is he trying to get one of those Rolling Thunders and Mass Burns? Oh, I'm going to make him. That sucks. That really sucks. Shambling Vent's good. A little late, but it's good. He's It's going to mean we're going to start blocking his tokens if he's attacking in and gaining life off them, negating the others that we don't block. No reason to attack, we're just going to lose it and then he's going to gain more scions than we've got. One retreat's going to get sacked. Oh, retreat. From Beyond's going to get sacked. What's he going to go grab that we're going to remove on our turn? Kozilek, the Great Distortion. So he can counter the Oblivion Strike if he's got a 4 mana card in his hand. And he will be drawing back up to 7. So retreat first though. Okay. We're going to block the Sylvan Ranger, because if we get a Declaration in Stone, we can get rid of all his scions in one go. ULAMOG, the Ceaseless Hunger. Getting rid of our land and our retreat. But we get to Oblivion Strike it and remove it, and then he's going to play his Kozilek, and we're also going to remove it. So Oblivion Strike comes in. And now he's only getting 1 scion per turn as well, so not a problem. Get the Emissary in, we're going to start swinging in the air again. Yep, let's just swing in for 2. Don't see a reason why not. Usually with this deck, we're teetering around the 5 life area, so to be at 17 at this stage in the game is pretty good. He's playing his retreat, he's going to gain some more life. Quite likely, yeah. And down comes Kozilek. So... we have the Oblivion Strike, and as a backup we have Planar Outburst, but we can't do them both on our next turn. Not even if we draw a land. So it's a question of, do I think he's got a 4 mana or 5 mana spell in his hand? I'm inclined to go with the Oblivion Strike first, just based off the fact that it'll get rid of it permanently. And I think most of his 4 mana spells are going to be the From Beyonds that he's been getting rid of. 3 mana, 5 mana, 3 mana, 2 mana, 3 mana. Yeah, let's Oblivion Strike his Kozilek. Hopefully, hopefully, hopefully. Oh dear. Yeah. Discarding. Languish. That sucks. That sucks a big one. He's minimum he's attacking him for 15, but he's got a retreat, so a land is going to make that 16 at least. 17 if it's an Evolving Wild. So we're going to hold back and we're going to block the Kozilek. If he doesn't take time to remove it. I don't know how we get out of this one if he gets rid of the Planar Outburst. If he doesn't get rid of the Planar Outburst, then we're doing just fine. So what have we lost? We've lost 2 retreats and he's taken our lands from us. Yeah. That's a lot of lands. I don't agree with this play. I think you should have put it on a Scion. Because I'm going to double block. And he's just going to do 3 damage. Whereas he could be doing so much more if you put it on a Scion token instead. Another retreat. Another counter. He's fairly confident he's going to keep it around. And I'm inclined to feel like he probably is. He's running white, so he might be running Planar Outburst himself. Nissa's Renewal, he's just getting out of our range now. 7 life off the Renewal, 6 life off the Retreat. He's just putting it all on Kozilek. I don't understand that play. Like, even if you wanted to not put it on the Scion, you should put it on the Oblivion Sower instead, really, shouldn't you? So he's attacking for lethal, so we are forced to block here. Losing both our creatures. If the Planar Outburst resolves, then we're fine and dandy. If not, then we're in a bit of a pickle. In fact, if it doesn't resolve, we've lost. So he's pausing. Feels like he's discarding, probably a planar outburst of his own. Tragic arrogance. Well, that's going to be the game. That's unfortunate. Well, not much I could have done there. You just had all the cards available. Swings in for death. Well, stick around and I'll see you in the next game. Oh, we're on the play and we can't take this. We only have one land. It's not even the right land. This... I suppose we're going to take this and we're going to do a little experiment. We've got the lands to get the planar outburst online. So we're going to not do anything up to the planar outburst. Hope he overextends. He's playing red. So that's likely going to try burn us out. We are going to Evolving Wilds this time. I'd like to make sure that we don't draw into any lands. So by thinning our deck out of one, we are hopefully hitting less. Is he solid red or is he red-blue? He's playing a Jace. I think we Declaration in Stone that Jace. I don't think we should let him have any advantage out of it whatsoever. A Languish, that's nice. That makes this Declaration in Stone all the nicer. Just going to play that. He gets to draw a card if he wants, but he's lost to Jace, so he's not going to be drawing much nicer than that. Does he hit his land drop? He does. He's still red-blue, sticking with that. Is he a Fevered Tutelage deck, I guess? I want to try my hand at making one of them at some point. Right, we are just... Ooh, running it into blue mana. Let's do it. Life's too short. And it resolves! I need Telling Times. That's not a good mill card, so I'm less inclined to think it's a tutelage deck, since it doesn't say draw anywhere on that card. I imagine he was telling time to make sure he hits his land drop, and he did. Nagging Thoughts. Alright. Been seeing this card a lot more recently. Artifice of Epiphany and a Thing in the Ice. Is he a Thing in the Ice deck? Is that what he's trying to do? Well, we're going to find out how salty he is when I get rid of it. While his shields are down, we're just going to make sure that we can deal with his big threats. Our big threat over here, the core ally token. It's going to be the main creature damage dealer that we're going to be doing. Is he going to burn it? Somehow I doubt it very much, but you never know. Island for our opponent, followed by Paw over the Pages. Interesting. What's he going to discard? Discarding just the wind. He's going to bounce my 1/1. I wonder if this is like an attempt at a Brain in the Jar build. Insolent Neonate. No, it's a Madness deck. It's got to focus on Madness, I guess. That's Gideon, since his lands are down. That has Menace, I just remembered. I always forget that. But we are going to get 2 creatures to block it anyway, due to our swamp. Put a 1/1 out. Start building up our board presence. Definitely not artifacts, which is your usual archetype for red-blue. It's not Storm. Been playing a lot of Madness decks, Madness cards, and cards that discard. What's he gonna do? He's in the think tank. He's gonna sack his Neonate in rid of an Avarice's Judgment. Ah, let me read it. 4 damage divided, choose. No, he's gonna kill our Gideon. Okay. And Fiery Impulse, our Knight. Yeah. Alright. He's wiped our board. Little does he know we have things to wipe his board. Sadly, not any enchantment-based strategies, but... Right, let's just swing for 1. We're going to use the swamp to get another 1/1 anyway. I don't think there's any advantage for swinging for 2 this turn over 2 1/1s. And in fact, if he's running Burn, he's going to be burning 1/1 tokens. So he's not going to like that. I get the feeling he's going to hold off using entire cards to get rid of tokens. Rise from the Tides. We are going to languish that away. I think he's a Brain in the Jar build. Brain in the Jar and Rise from the Tides means that you can cast that on their end turn, which means you're out of language zone. Could just Declaration in Stone, actually. Declaration in Stone, languish. Declaration, languish. Certainly not Planar Outburst. I suppose we Declaration and keep our own tokens about. That suits me just fine. Pretty awesome card if you can get it going. You want stuff like Paw of the Pages. Nagging Thoughts is great for that. And then there's 3 mana spell. I'll put it up in the top left. That one. Yeah, those cards allow you to absolutely fill the crap out of your graveyard with sorceries to make you Rise from the Tides even better. So he's going to rise again. He is a Brain in the Jar build. Or at least a Rise from the Tides build. Whichever one you want to call it. So we're just going to languish again. Again, I mean, I'm just going to wipe his board again. Play a swamp, get ourselves a 1/1. I imagine that's his win con, so he's only got 1 left. And he's not running black, so he can't scab it back with the zombie. Jace. That does not get it back with the zombie. Scry 1, draw 1. And a Neonate. Alright. So if we play our land, we've got 8 for that. We've got 8 and we commit 9. And we can attack his Jace for 4, but he bounces it. If he bounces it, it kills his Jace. So let's try that out, I guess. Yeah, it doesn't matter either way. They're gonna lose it. Right. No. Oh yeah, into. Needs to be a black mana. That one. Forgot it has to be triple Y. Is he gonna counter it? What are you going to do, sir? I think this is the best play possible. Sack his clue token and tap out. It's up to you, I suppose, if you want to do that. We are going to attack his Jace, which either forces him to kill it to bounce a land, so that we get another retreat trigger, or plus it and lose it if he doesn't play a creature to block. Or some way of removing our swamp anyway. Actually, Telling Time and Jace seem like a good little combo. The second card he puts on top, and he can actually either scry it away or draw it with Jace. That's kind of nice. Never considered that. Nagging Thoughts. 2 cards, put 1 in your hand, the other in your graveyard. If we see another Rise from the Tides, we are buggered. Once I've got all the Shadows content, I think I'm going to make a Rise from the Tides deck. Because there's one that I've got in paper. Didn't build it myself, of course, but Saffron Olive of MTG Goldfish fame built it, and it's a lot of fun. It's a standard deck if anyone plays standard. He's going to kill it to bounce my swamp. So he's lost his Jace. Okay. So we play a swamp and we get a 1-1. And drain him. Cool. Let the death by 1,000 cuts commence. Drain for 1, get a 1-1. Geist Blast. 2 damage to target creature or player. He's just prepping for that Rise from the Tides. Yeah, there's a Brain in the Jar build that's really good. You Brain in the Jar up to 6, Rise from the Tides at instant speed, and then you also use Take an Extra Turn, the one that we've got in this game. And if you've got 12 mana, you can do it all in one go. Or if you've got the Brain in the Jar to 6 counters and have 6 mana, you win that way as well. But if you've noticed, Rise from the Tides is going to get pretty big. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 zombies he'd get off of it. So he's made a Wandering Fumarole. We're going to play Plains. We're going to get a 1-1 blocker for the Fumarole, and then drain him for 1. We are running out of lands though, so these Amirias are getting... These retreats, sorry, are getting kind of meh at this stage. Running 24 lands, I believe. So we're about halfway there. I've never hit a stage in this deck where I've run out of lands to grab, to be perfectly honest. Don't think a game's ever gone that long. We are going to block this time. Don't think we need to. Now let me block. No. That would be cheeky. Right, come on. Decent card. Another retreat. Yep, that'll do. Our lands are getting substantially better the more retreats we get on the battlefield. Tip 5 next turn if I attack him for the 1. Let's stay on the defense. We'll actually block the Fumarole this time, I guess. May say it was a mistake not blocking the Fumarole last turn, but we wouldn't have drawn a land, so we'd been getting hit for 4 this turn instead, so I don't think it made much of a difference. It's whether or not I even want to. He's not afraid to attack into my 1-1, so that's the problem. We hit a land, so we drain him for 2 and get a 1-1. Thus blocking the Fumarole 1 more turn and getting that much closer to victory. We are back at our starting life total, which is wonderful. Poor of the Pages, he's looking for his last Rise from the Tides. It is an uncommon, so he's likely to find it. He already hit 2 of them, so he's probably got a really good chance. If he finds it, we just straight up lose. Draw it in. Cast your second spell each turn, draw a card. That helps him out somewhat. Might as well block, can't see why not. Come on, bod wipe, that'd be nice. Drowner's Emissary, not great. Probably hits removal spells right now. Though I would imagine he'd have hit the 1-1s before. He didn't really discriminate previously. Telling times, he's activated his Fumarole. What's he going to grab? If he casts 1 more spell, Fiery Impulse, there we go, he gets to draw another card. He's got the card advantage this game, which pretty much spells destruction for us, because he's going to be swinging for 7. I think that's going to be game. If he ain't got the Rise from the Tides in his hand, there's a 1 in 20 chance he draws it next turn. Instead we get another Drowner's Emissary, which is purely going to block the Fumarole if he doesn't have a removal spell for it. Okay. Artifice Epiphany. Draw 2, discard 1. It's a Fiery Temper, so that burns away our Emissary. Yeah, and that's the second spell, so he gets to draw a card. This guy's deck's cool. Did I ever say his name? Von Majava. Yeah. Another attack for 7. This is over. I can't see how we'd come back from this. I'm going to do what I can to get all these Shadows content by the next week of Magic games. Yeah, that's just game. That is just game. Can Isolation Zone his Jorian, but he's attacking for 5 anyway, so we've lost. I just want to see if he'll Rise from the Tides on his end step just to rub it in. He's got a handful. I mean, what are the odds that he doesn't have it? There it is. And this is probably why I'll be building one as soon as possible. Gets to copy it with Geist Blast. $19, 38 2/2s. I do hope we hit our languish. I think it'd be funny. We still lose, but... oh dear. We're alive! If you don't counter this. Dispel! And Lightning Axe for the defeat. Guess what? We didn't allow him the satisfaction of destroying us, and that's all that matters. It isn't. I mean, winning would have been lovely, but we just had some bad draws, and his deck was pretty good at outpacing us, really. The problem with Death by 1,000 Cuts, it takes time. And it's time that we were not granted. Well, on that note, if you like the content, be sure to leave a like. If you love the content, be sure to subscribe. And if you're not quite sure, stay for the end card to see the rest of the content that we've got to offer. And as always, I'll see you later. Ciao.